Hi, everybody. This is Jason.
And this is Pete.
And this is the Lost Legions podcast. And today, we are going to do 5 hot takes on the best Legion weapons in 2.0. Pete, who's joining us?
Oh, of course, we have a guest, don't we? A good old guest. Here he is. Monsieur Iain. You may have seen him before, only once or twice, this time without a hat. Thanks for joining us, Iain.
Good evening.
Yeah, top weapons. So, like the other ones which we've done previously, but Legion specific now. Jay, do you want to hit it off?
Yeah, so let's jump into the first one. So this one Pete and I can agree on, and I think Iain will agree with it too. I think the Tyrannic Greatsword that the Dark Angels have is amazing. It's Rending 5 and Instant Death 5+, and AP 3. What do you guys think?
I think it's epic. I also think I'm far less qualified than Iain to speak about this. So, Iain, if you would kindly give your experience of it, like, and maybe an example of where it's been really good or something, that'd be sweet.
It's +2 strength as well. Don't forget.
All right, here we go. Yeah, perfect.
But it's a very good weapon. Sort of what I would have hoped the Paragon Blade would be. That sort of level weapon.
Yeah.
But just AP2. If Paragon Blade was AP2 all the time, maybe that would be the difference. But the weapon itself is very good, and then the unit it goes on. So as we were about chassis, a different video, chassis that it goes on, being able to reroll all wounds against monsters, it now makes that sword just unbelievable. But yeah, it's a very, very good weapon.
Yeah, just fighting normal things, though, like fighting other Terminators, the fact that you're striking an initiative and everything that's AP2 is also instant death, right? So, like, you're just clearing. You might not be doing as many wounds as a Power Fist would do to begin with. The fact that you're clearing them beforehand is just amazing, right? You might, and depending how big your unit is, you might wipe out the unit you're fighting before it attacks back. So it's absolutely brutal.
Yeah. And the +1 to hit with sword from Deathwing just makes it. Yeah, it's a very good weapon. Yeah.
And you when you reroll failed wounds, is it reroll wounds? So you may choose to reroll all wounds, or is it failed wounds?
I think it's failed.
Cool. Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. It might say wounds, but it's toughness 5 reroll 1 to wound, and toughness 6 or more reroll wounds.
Cool.
So I can check.
It's fine. Yeah. It's no problem. I was just unsure as well. Cool. So yeah, I think that's a full 3 thumbs up, isn't it? Really, from a lot of us there.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent.
Pete, I think the next one is definitely the one that you should tell us about.
Oh,
because
yes.
It's close to your heart.
Yeah, it couldn't be closer, really. So for me, one of my top 5 Legion-specific weapons is undoubtedly the Phoenix Spear. It's vastly improved. I mean, it kind of had to be, really, based on the previous edition. I ran it with pride sometimes, quite often not. But yeah, it's now a 2-handed spear still, so you're not getting any additional combat weapon attacks, but that's okay. You've got a 6+ rending and 6+ murder strike, which is pretty cool. And again, it's +2 strength and AP3, so it's good against just taking out mooks. And as Iain was sort of just saying, the chassis that it's on is quite a big thing. So it can go on a majority of characters throughout your list, but the Phoenix Terminators are pretty damn cool. You're going at quite a high initiative. You have fighting stances you can choose from as well. You have high weapon skills, so it makes a big difference really for how this spear is used now. Completely changed from how it used to work.
The spear also has reach 1, right, which is always +1.
Yes, sorry, yeah, it's a +1 initiative all time, which is good, okay, especially against a Legion that wants to be going first anyway.
I just think this is a really good, balanced weapon now. Like, it's an option. Like, you look at things and you're like, well, does everyone want a Power Fist? And you're like, no, I would like to take some of these spears, right? They're +1 initiative. They're murderous strike and rending on 6. They're AP3 normal, and they're +2 strength. So a lot of times they're going to be wounding on 2. It's I think it's a very good weapon.
You mentioned about Power Fist. It's a no point upgrade on a Terminator Sergeant and on a console. It's like a power sword, right, on a Terminator or power maul. So it replaces that bracket. So it's a really good value. Is what I'm trying to get at, in my opinion, compared to like Power Fist and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think for a console or something I would think about taking.
Yeah.
Ian, what do you think about the Phoenix Power Fist?
Completely agree. It's perfect.
Excellent.
I mean, like, I
see what you did there.
I think we have to end the discussion about the sphere at that. Like, I can't add to that.
We move. Next.
Moving on. This one, I think, is absolutely brutal, even though it's not brutal. The Solarite Power Gauntlet. It is Strength 10, AP 1, and not a specialist weapon. And it just can end anything, right? Like the fact that like a lot of things that have battle hardened, which basically add to your toughness, make you T5 basically for instant death. This ends you with that. Like the Ultramarines upgrade, this will end you with that. Like there's a lot of stuff that is toughness 5 that is just supposed to be a little bit tougher, especially in the new Mechanicum book. This will end that with instant death. They are really good. They're scary. What do you think, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, the Legion with all the rules gets some more rules, right? So that's always good.
The Imperial Fist, by the way.
Yeah. Do you have to? Yeah. I don't care for the fluff of the fist, so I don't really know about the origination of this fist, but it just seems like a good power fist to me for the sake of having a good power fist. I like it, rules-wise it's good, it's great. There's no reason not to upgrade to it if you're already going for an unwieldy weapon. I think that's probably like a fair assessment. It's that much better, which you sort of alluded to. Anything to add, Ian, or is...
it kills everything it fights, but especially good against vehicle, because AP1 and Strength 10.
Yeah.
Like, Strength 10's great all the time, but
so
AP1...
Hitting Land Raiders on 2s, punching them in on 5s or 6s, and then fishing for a 5 or 6 to kaboom is pretty nuts, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then dying to be doubled out from the explosion, but yeah.
Yeah. Although they're not a specialist weapon, I think that only really benefits characters. Because, to my knowledge, put them on anything else. Maybe a Templar Sergeant.
I think there's the Terminators you can put them on, Templar Sergeant.
Can they not go on Tactical Sergeants and things now?
I think they might be able to go on Tactical Sergeants. I think. I'm not sure. Not positive.
They might not be able to.
I'm not sure. I think they're more niche than that. I think it was for a Thunderhammer. That was the trade.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
That's cool.
So the fact it's not specialist only benefits a couple of times. But
answer in the comments below then, because we can't be bothered to look at rulebooks.
I don't want to. I'll have to smash it.
I'm joking. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't think people come to this for that, so that's good.
But they don't anymore.
Next one. I'd like to rank these.
Let me switch around. You do the one after this, and I'll.
Why is that, Jay?
The next one on the list is the Great Frostblade, which I think is a really, really, really good weapon. It's a Space Wolf weapon. It's the only one of the ones of their upgrades that I like. I think the rest are trash fires, but that's okay. This one is two-handed. It's Reaping Blow. So if you're in base to base with another model, you get an additional attack. So it kind of counteracts that two-handed, plus 2 strength and AP2. I mean, I still think the Paragon Blade is going to be better for your Praetors or something, or a Thunderhammer. But this guy, murderous strike, man. This guy is going to be great for any console that you want to slap it on, and I think that's why it's great. And there's a couple of Space Wolf units that can use it as an upgrade, or I think get it. Their Terminators, for example. I think their Sergeant can take it. And I think for that case, it's just a really good, solid weapon. Anything that's AP2 that increases your strength is just a great weapon to have on somebody striking first. What do you think, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, it's... It's flavoursome. I think it works, from like a fluff perspective as well. It looks good. It suits the Legion, and it kicks ass. So yeah, why wouldn't you take it?
Ian?
Yeah, exactly the same. It's, as I said about the Tyrannic Sword, it's the if a Paragon Blade was this, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious. Do you think this is better than the Paragon Blade?
Yeah, because the Paragon Blade's specialist, so the two-handed is kind of irrelevant, so that makes Reaping Blow better. The +2 strength, you're wounding more. Strength 6.
You ironically, and we were talking about the Frost Blades before, the things I think are true. Not this one, sorry. The like the Frost Claw, the Frost Sword, the other ones. They're specialist weapons, and this one's not. And I remember you said to me, "Yeah, but you could take that with like a Power Fist or something. It's an increased attack." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I mean, that's the only thing I think they're good for. So you could take one with the Paragon Blade.
Yeah, but then you're taking a Paragon Blade and a Frost whatever, and you're just like, cool, I wish I had a great Frost Blade.
You're taking a Paragon Blade and a Frost garbage can?
Yeah, unless it's like a Power Ranger where you can stick them together and they become infinitely better. But
I can't ditch that Murderous Strike, man. I'm too in love with it. So,
do you roll a lot of 6s?
I mean, yeah. Remember, we talked about this in a different video. I'm the eternal optimist. So, like, if there's a 6+, this is why Tyrannic Greatswords are like the ultimate end-all, be-all to me. I'm like, I only have to roll a 5 up, you're dead. Like,
it's what? There's a 2 in 3 chance of rolling a 6, right?
Yeah.
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 Wait, 1 in 6.
Well, only if it's...
No, 2 in 3. Yeah, exactly. If it's seized initiative, because, I get seized on in every 2 out of 3 games, so... rolling 6s is 2 out of 3, right? Ian saw exactly what I was getting at. That's good. Lastly, and not least, but definitely not, but actually probably lastly and least, is the Graviton weaponry. In particular, the Graviton Mace for the Iron Warriors. Do both of you have experience with this?
Only
yeah. A little bit, and I thought that your reasoning. I argued with you a little bit about this when we were discussing it, and then Pete's reasoning for it I thought was super strong, and I was like, you know what? I completely agree with you, because I think the Graviton Hammer, which is kind of like a Thunder Hammer with
Graviton Crusher, Graviton Crusher,
that's what it is. I was like, why not that? And what did you say about the mace? That totally swayed my mind.
Yeah, there's no reason not to have the Graviton Crusher. It's fantastic. It's literally a Thunder Hammer. Brutal 2, but with Haywire as well. So, brilliant. The Graviton Mace, however, is just a power sword that loses rending. That's okay. As we spoke in an earlier show, rending on a power sword is almost irrelevant. But gains the Haywire rule. So your Apothecary, your Tech Marine, your Sergeant in a unit that has got tied up or is got thrown into combat with a Dreadnought or something along those lines can pitch in and do a couple extra wounds with Haywire, right? Haywire's super tasty against those now. So I quite like it.
So many people in your list can take it. And
any character can take it, yeah, exactly, yeah. It's a shame it's not a combat. I'd quite like there to be a combat unit. A power army with just those would be
They just hunt vehicles, like destroyers with power.
Well, it's like the what are they called? The
terrorist friends, the demon killing ones, but for
the special command squad unit that came out, the old command squad before the Domitar became the command squad for the Iron Warriors. What are they called? They're the Tyrants. The Tyrants.
Oh yeah.
Is it the Tyrant Terminators? I think
the old guy.
The Terminators with Thunder Hammers in the specialist Thunder Hammer Terminator unit for the Iron Warriors.
It was Perturabo's old bodyguard.
Yeah, I can't think what they're called.
In the PDF.
I think it's
I don't remember
something.
the name of them either.
But Tormentors. I think, is it Tormentors? I think it's... No, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. But those guys, they hate robots, so they get hatred against Cybernetica. They go around with Thunder Hammers. But a power armor version of those with Graviton maces would just be hilarious. I'd like to see it. That was what I was getting to. Dominators, thank you. Yes. Yeah. Not Tormentors.
Pretty cool. That would be a cool unit. So I was thinking of the Esoteric, the ones that hunt demons, where they have D-flag power moves.
Oh, those guys.
You have a vehicle version / automata version.
Yeah.
To just go around hunting robots. You've broken the AI code. Bang, dead.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
What do you think about Graviton Maces, Ian?
Brilliant. Really, really good. Exactly what Pete was saying. Perfect weapon. Because you have a Graviton, you've got a Dreadnought, right?
Graviton Maul is the Dreadnought one.
Stay away from them, but the rest of them.
Yeah, it's almost pointless because guess what? Dreadnought Power Fist is apeshit. So yeah, the Graviton Crush is cool. And if you roll 6s with Haywire, you ignore their invulnerable save as well, right? So
we haven't mentioned it for the Iron Warriors.
Cool.
Yeah, Iron Warriors. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So that's that. Ian, anything else you'd like to add to that list? Any hot take for yourself? A hot take?
So you haven't picked any ranged, which I found interesting. I think the Word Bearers upgrade to plasma weapons, especially the pistol.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have a special plasma pistol that reduces strength by 1, so it's still strength 6. Wounding Marines on 2s, breaching 4+, like all plasma, which is brilliant, and causes pinning. So you just have this. You sprinkle those delicately through some squads, and you've now got this sergeant that's probably getting a wound through on a 4-up.
Yeah.
It's breaching. It's just like, bing, you're pinned on the charge. See you in a bit. And then I'll keep circling back to the chassis thing. Put it on a cute little Moritat. He just fires 12 strength 6 breaching 4-up. Just pinning, just an absolute murderer.
Yeah, proper Boba Fett style. Excellent.
Yeah, and it was a friend of ours at my local club, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm this guy. I was like, okay, cool. 12 plasma shots. Right. Brilliant. This is insane. So that one's really cool. And the humble shrapnel bolter, is it, for Iron Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good call on that one.
Another condition, like get that pinning out there. Tons of shots. Hammer of Olympia, as a rival podcast of yours, John Askin was banging on about. Just makes them insane. Even better. And so you can have not a plethora, just a multitude of them everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a really good weapon.
Yeah.
You played with them, Pete. How did you find them?
Yeah, really, really good. Me and Ian had a game and I kept pinning your Terminators, didn't I, all game. I'll tell you what, it's really fun and it's good, but that Rite of War in particular makes you lean into it. If everything's pinning is winning, so if everything is pinning all the time, it can end up leading to a bit of a bad experience for your opponent, is the thing I found. I had a game with James where his deep striking Terminator unit was just pinned for an entire game. Like, it just was constantly pinned. He was rolling bad on his leadership checks, right? But it's silly that a tactical squad can just constantly pin a Terminator squad.
I think you guys both brought this up to me. And again, we're approaching on another subject, but I think it's interesting and related to what we were just talking about, is that this is what makes the Delegatus console so good now.
Yeah.
And I think, Pete, you were the one who said even better than Praetor. Maybe it's Ian, I'm not sure.
I'm like 3 to 6 weeks lagging on Ian. So Ian says something. Yeah. So I'm going to start, I'm going to buy some cyclonic melter lances in a couple weeks' time, probably. So,
it's all about the Predators now, Pete.
We're going to change the podcast.
Later. I'll catch up in November.
Ian's Whispers. That's going to be the name of the podcast.
Will and I just read stuff, and then it's like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's real good. Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, though, the Delegatus has a special power, and what it does is it unpins your units, and he can do it once a game. And I believe he rolls his leadership, and then unpins units at a certain distance around him.
They have line of sight to him.
Line of sight to him, there you go. So even better. So this means with so much pinning in the game, in those crucial moments where you've been pinned, you can pop everybody back up, and it's just like, it's clutch, I think is the only way to put it.
Also rallies all fleeing units.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good too. Yeah.
So your heavy weapon team that might have run away, just turn around and fire full effect.
But your Praetor has a Paragon Blade. So
that's true, he does. But your Delegatus only has a Great Frost Blade or a Tyrannic Greatsword.
Or a Phoenix Spear.
Or a fit, sorry.
Yeah.
Come on, jeez. Where's the
little
love,
Jimmy.
man?
You
Where's
Go
the love, man?
Graviton Mace.
True. Exactly that.
Yeah, he's taking a Graviton Crusher.
Gauntlet.
Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah. Anything but.
Tie it back. Now we've gone full circle. So now we've tied this whole conversation back together. Is there any further hot takes that anybody wants to have about these? Is there anything else we left out? Is there anything else
I think there'll
screaming in your skull?
I think there'll be more to come back to for sure as we get another 3-6 months into the edition. So we're, scratching the surface, right, with from 18 Legions. So, yeah, there's going to be tons of little flavourings and delicacies that develop. But I think I'm good. Is there anything you wanted to add, Jay?
No, that's it. This is what stood out to us. Thanks to Iain for joining us, and thank you guys for having a listen. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, thanks, guys. All the best.
Thanks, guys.